Okay, we will have like just 20 to 30 minutes, not much time. So we'll continue to discuss about incompletion process. So basic sales and distribution, basic functions, log of incompletion, define the status groups. Okay, so basically the status groups tells you whenever where we are assigning the status groups, the status group we are assigning to the incompletion process at individual field level. So the basically, if I go to the incompletion procedure, like 11 is the standard one, and we created our own incompletion procedure, Genovas. Okay, so there are certain fields. So here what we are doing, for each field we are telling the system whether we need any warning message if that field is missing in the sales document, right? You already understood that. Okay, for each field we have an option to specify what response, whether the system should give any warning message when that particular field is not available in the sales order or any document. Like for example, if it is delivery incompletion procedure, like if you are creating incompletion process for delivery, if you are creating incompletion process for delivery, so what you do, so you specify like like whether we need any warning if that field is missing in the delivery document or not. If it is incompletion process is for delivery item level, then you do it here. You create a procedure and okay, under the delivery procedures. So what you do, you specify the each field, and at each field level you can tell the system should there be any like is there any warning message if this field is missing in the delivery item level, right? So that is this warning message. But nowhere we have not mentioned anything about like if that field is missing, like whether the system need to block the delivery, whether the system need to block the billing, whether the system need to block the goods issue. We didn't specify like using this, right? Using the warning, we are not controlling anything with respect to what subsequent document. It is like this. In simple words, if I go to the sales order, the sales order level incompletion process. Okay. So if this field is missing, the first thing what the system will do based on this configuration, it will give the warning message. And then as Vivek mentioned in the morning class, that whether the sales order can be saved or not, whether the delivery can be created if this field is missing or not, whether the billing can be created, whether the goods issue can be created or not. So we need to tell that, right? We also need to tell that, right? If the Incoterms is missing, it does not make any sense to create a delivery. It does not make sense to create anything. Am I correct? Yes, right. So that what we need to take care. So that is what we are doing using with the help of the status group. Okay. So the status group, what it does, if you can look at here, the status group configured in like the third configuration. So here for each status group, okay, what we are doing. So For example, I assigned 4 status group 4 for the field incomplete. So what does it mean? I'm telling, okay, the sales order should not be saved, the delivery cannot be created, the billing cannot be created, and the goods issue cannot be created. So using the status group, I can tell the system which function can be allowed, which function cannot be allowed. So that means for each field, if Incoterm field is missing in the sales order, if Incoterm field is not maintained in the sales order, according to the status group, what I told, okay, the sales order cannot be saved. The sales order cannot be saved, and also the delivery cannot be created, the billing cannot be created, the goods issue cannot be created. So like this, each field you can do that. Each field you can do that. For example, for document currency, what it does, like we told, sales order cannot be saved, but delivery can be created, okay, and billing cannot be created, and goods issue cannot be created. So like this. So what function can be carried out, or what function can be blocked when particular field is missing? So that is what we do with the help of the status group. So we are assigning the status group numbers to the every field while defining the incompletion procedure. But where we configure that, that we configure here. Okay, all the status groups will be configured here. All the status groups will be configured here. For example, so if you want to configure any new status group, what you can do, you can copy this. Okay, you can copy this, go to the copy, you can make it to G1. So for example, for Incoterm, so you don't want to allow the delivery, you don't want to allow the billing, you don't want to allow the goods movement, you don't want to allow the put away. Then what you can do, okay, you can create this Z1 already there. How come it is? I think someone already created, okay? Okay. So I can say no delivery, delivery is not allowed, goods issue is not allowed. Okay. Like this. I can save it. Okay. So like this, what I can do, I can save this. I can take this for whichever the field I wanted to have this mechanism. Whichever the field. For example, if Incoterm is not available, I don't want to save the order, I don't want to create the delivery, I don't want to create the billings, I don't want to allow the goods movement. Then what I can do, I can take this A1 and go to the define incompletion procedure, and since we are talking about the sales order, we can go here. Okay, whichever the field should have the control according to that. You can go to the change mode. Okay, I can say A1 like this. For example, for pricing date, okay, I wanted to, for the pricing date, I wanted to have different mechanism than the A1. Okay, the 4 is not, the 04 is not which I want. So I want for the pricing, I want to know the 01. Just the sales order should not be allowed. Okay, and delivery and all and everything will be okay. Then what I can do, I can select this 01 like this. So each field, for each and every field, which function, if that field is missing, for each and every field, if that field is missing, okay, which are all functions can be carried out, and which are all functions cannot be carried out. So that is what we can do with the help of the status groups. Understood? Everybody understood?
Yes, Megan.
Okay. Okay, let me check, is there anything else? Mostly like, this is what incompletion process is, okay, first you define the incompletion process, and then you assign the incompletion process to what levels, okay, different levels at order level, or item category level, schedule and category level, delivery type level, delivery item category level, or even so each and every partner function also, whatever the, like for the sold to party, ship to party, okay, sold to party, ship to party, bill to party, like that, what we can you can assign whatever the function, whatever the control you need, that incompletion procedure you can assign here, and according to that function available in the sales order, system will block the transaction, system will stop the transaction, system will check the fields. Okay, so that means basically, but we don't do that in general, we don't use it. But if in case your customer comes to you and says that, like, I want you to have some special incompletion process mechanism for the sales for the sold to party level, okay, then what you can do, you can define that special mechanism using the new incompletion. You can create a new incompletion process and get it and bring it here and assign to this partner function. Understood, Vivek?
Yes, Venkat.
Okay, so like this, we have all the partner functions, like if you want to have any special mechanism for the sales, see, ship to party. Okay, if you want to, based on the ship to party, you wanted to have, like, some different fields to be checked by the system, different fields. For example, so based on the ship to party level, you wanted to use Inco term, you wanted to use payment term, you wanted to use something else. Okay, then you can create a new procedure making those three fields as mandatory, and then you bring that and assign it to the ship to party function. Okay, for example, so go and create. Okay, so SAP has given like a different incompletion process, one for the customer, one for the vendor, one for the contract person. So what you can do, you can go to the change mode. So copy this. So you can make it to Z7. Okay, now you can go here and specify. So here, there are two fields which they made mandatory, and if you want to add one more field, go to the new entries and select the table. This is the partner table, and select any field from the partner table. Okay, it's already there. Kunal means customer, the field name. Or for example, you want to make sure the vendor information also available in the sales order, LIFNR. The vendor field name for the vendor is, like, if you want to make sure for this function, for this, like, according to this incompletion procedure, you want vendor also as a mandatory field. Okay, you can add it to the list. Okay, so now three fields are available. Address indicator is required, customer is required, vendor is required, no warning message, but you can assign the status group. Okay, if this field is missing, if address indicator is missing, what functions can be carried out and what functions cannot be carried out. According to this, The order cannot be saved, the delivery cannot be saved, the billing cannot be saved, cannot be created, cannot be created, or a goods movement cannot be created. So like this, specify here, and then you can save it and take this. You can save it. Okay. So you define like this, and then you can assign to the. You can go here, assign the incompletion procedure to the partner functions. Okay. And here, whichever the partner level, you can assign to the sole to party. Okay. So if you want to assign to like, okay, ship to party, you can assign G7. So this is the way how you can define the incompletion procedure and assign the incompletion procedure to the individual partner functions also. Individual partner functions as well. Okay. Any doubts? So I hope you are good, right?
Yes, Venkat. I'm good.
Okay. I wanted to make it very short. The reason for scheduling this class, and I wanted to complete this topic. And tomorrow morning we will start, the new topic. Okay. The tomorrow topic would be there are two things. One is the route determination, and other one this one, storage location determination. Okay. Route determination and storage location determination we will discuss. Tomorrow class is scheduled at 9 o'clock. From 9 to 11. Okay. Maybe it could be like two concepts, right? Maybe like 2 hours or close to 2 hours we'll spend 9 to 11. Okay. Please join same time. Sorry, 9 o'clock. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Venkat.
Thank you.